No wide receiver Wednesday today. Herman Moore is on vacation, so we're just going to do talking about the news and discussing about Brad Holmes, where he ranks, what I think he has done good, what I think he maybe need a little bit of help on, and same with Sheila Ford Hamp. I want to see what you guys think about her as an owner. But before we get into the video, if you're not a subscriber, hit that subscribe button. Let's get to 4,000 subscribers. We just hit over 3,000 here on LNU, and that is amazing, and we appreciate every single subscriber that has hit that big red subscribe button. The Lions signed Devin Funchess, former wide receiver, but tight end here for the Detroit Lions. He played with the Carolina Panthers, played with the Greenbay Packers. He came from Michigan. A lot of people know who he is. There's some issues throughout his career, but what does it mean for the Lions right now going forward? Well, we have some injuries regarding the tight end front. We drafted a tight end who, he wasn't supposed to be playing right away because of the injuries. He fell to the 5th round. Probably should have been a 3rd round pick, but because of the injury, he fell a little bit. And we're trying to see who is going to be that number 3 tight end for the Lions. We already know who number 1 and number 2 is. We're trying to see who number 3. We got a bunch of free agent tight ends, and we're going to let them compete. And last year's free agent, Brock Wright as well. So what I think about this, I'm fine with picking up any player. You never know if there's a dime in the rough, or you never know if he can beat out the current players we have on that position. And right now, Devin Funchess, he's going to come in here. He's going to be a camp body for the quarterbacks to throw to. Do I think he actually makes the roster? Probably not. I don't think he actually makes the 53-55. You never know, though. There's always been diamonds in the rough. We've seen with Harris, and right now we're seeing with Board. That comes out of nowhere and does a good job. But in all honesty, to me, he's a camp body, and I have no problem with the signing at all. I wish him the best, and hey, he's only 28 years old. You never know. Folks, if you've not hit that like button, smash it right now. Let's get to 100 likes in this video. Smash that like button. Let's go ahead and talk about Brad Holmes really quick. Some media outlets gave Brad Holmes that top 10 designation as a general manager. What do I think about this? I actually agree with it because I'm all about the draft. I think the Detroit Lions have been bad drafting throughout the years. I think that's why we've been a bad football team. We've always gotten first-round picks pretty good. You look at Matthew Stafford, Megatron. Javid Best was actually a pretty good draft pick till he got injured. We've done good with certain picks. But in all honesty, we've not been good throughout all 7 rounds. If you want to be a good football team, you draft good from round 1 to round 7. That's what makes you a really good general manager, is getting those players in all the rounds, building your depth up, finding players who become a stud even in mid to late rounds. And I think when you look at the past general managers like Matt Millen, he was an utter disaster. Mayhew, I thought he did good initially, but there's a lot of issues drafting in the mid to late rounds with him. Bob Quinn, I think he made some good decisions, but I think ultimately his fail was Matt Patricia, and there's some issues in free agency regarding contracts. But you look at Brad Holmes, he's done a really good job in the 2 years of drafting so far. We still got to wait for this year how he does, obviously, because we haven't seen them play yet. But when you look at last year, good draft pick, Penei Sewell, really good, solid pick. Levi Onwuzurike, he was injured last year. I think he's going to be a solid pick for the Lions. We'll see this year. So far, so good in OTAs and minicamp. Aleem McNeil is a stud for a 3rd-round pick. We love what we see from him. Derek Barnes did pretty good his rookie year. Want to see if he can continue to progress. Melifonwu, I think sky's the limit for him. I really like Melifonwu in the secondary. I think he could be an absolute diamond in the rough. I love what I saw from the limited time he was on the field last year. Jerry Jacobs, undrafted free agent. What a pickup. maybe the best pickup regarding where you get a player and what they bring to the team. Jerry Jacobs came in and he was a stud, undrafted cornerback. Jamar Jefferson, he's shown some flashes for a 7th-round pick. You just look at it all, it looks pretty good. And then you go this year, Aiden Hutchinson, by all accounts, was the best player on the board, obviously. Joshua Pascal, we got to see what he has from him. Right now, a lot of people liked him. Jamison Williams, the best wide receiver in the draft, just the injury issue. You go on Malcolm Rodriguez. You just go through all the players, and it looks like a really sound draft. And that's how you do good. So I like what I see from the draft. Now, I still think there's some issues regarding free agency. I don't think he did the best of jobs. With that said, last year, he had no way he could really do anything in free agency. He was cap strapped. It was a bad situation. So that's a mulligan year regarding free agency. This year, he brought a lot of players back, like a Tim Boyle and David Blau. I did have issues with those players coming back. Maybe you could look elsewhere at the quarterback position. I love the DJ Shark signing. Really solid signing. He's doing good in camp. The Jared Davis, didn't like that. So there's some issues regarding free agency. But in all honesty, you build through the draft. I've been talking about this forever. Free agency is just little tiny pieces to help out the puzzle. The draft is the puzzle. Like, it's 90% of the puzzle. You want to build your team through the draft. You get younger. You build your players. You build your roster that way. You don't want to build it by paying and overpaying players from other teams. You can find diamonds. That's a good thing, but overpaying is not a good thing. Let me know in the comment section right now. Do you like building a team through the draft? Put draft. Or do you like to build a team through free agency? Put FA for free agency. That will be the comment for this video. I'm curious to see what you guys think on building. And look, we all may differ. That's perfectly fine. That's what it's all about. Let's go ahead and talk about our owner, Sheila Ford Hamp. I had a good question asked to me. Where do you rank Sheila Ford Hamp compared to the rest of the Lions owners and rest of the NFL? First off, we're going to start with the Lions owners here. I think she's the best Ford that we've had. I think we're going to start off right off rip. I think her mother did the best that she could do, but she's in her 90s. She's extremely old, and I'm not going to throw any shade at her, but I think Sheila's better, obviously, cognitive ability. And, her father, I think, was pretty bad, was a bad owner. Obviously, the Millen era. Before the Fords owned it, I'm going to give it them the number one spot before even the Fords owned it. But regarding the Fords, I think she's the best Ford that we've had for an ownership. Again, yet to be seen, but solid signings with getting Brad Holmes, with getting Spielman involved. Dan Campbell, remember that Dan Campbell was hired not from Brad Holmes. Love the hiring there. She's staying out of the way. I think that's really important for an ownership. Let the leaders of your team, who actually knows what they're doing, do their job. I think that's the most important part. And by all counts, that's what's happening. So I'm giving her praise because I think she deserves praise. With that said, the Fords has destroyed this franchise, and there's always going to be doubt. 100%. I think as fans, we want to see it before we believe it. I 100% agree with that. See it before we believe it, folks. Nothing wrong with that as at all. But I'm really happy with her. It could be worse. So I'm going to give her a B grade right now, in all honesty. Let me know what your guys' grades are, because it's really incomplete. We got to see what happens this year. By all accounts, a lot of people are drinking the Kool-Aid. They think the Lions are going to take a significant jump this year, as they should. They should get to 7-8 wins. We've been a poor team for so long. Her firing Matt Patricia and Bob Quinn was a huge plus for me. Really brought me confidence. I love the fact that they got terminated and that's a plus for me. Regarding the rest of the ownership, I'm not going to jump on the Kool-Aid and say, hey, she's one of the best owners in the NFL. I'm not even going to go close there at all. I mean, I could say right now that she's definitely better than the Commanders owner. That dude's a sicko. It looks like he's got some issues over there. Miami Dolphins got some issues. The Houston Texans got some issues over there. Cleveland's been successful, but they're having some issues right now. I'm not even going to rank it because it would be the bottom tier of the NFL because we haven't won playoff games. We haven't won. You got to win. So it's a show me. So as much as I like what she's done, I got to see it. I got to see wins for her to ascend for the rest of the NFL. And I think we all should have that mentality right now. I mean, there's really a lot of good owners out there, in the NFL. Bob Kraft, you just go through it all, even though he likes massages as well. But still, they've been perennial winners. And, it's all about the wins. It's all about the wins, in my opinion. The only stat that really matters, everyone talks about stats like wide receivers or quarterbacks or running backs, stat. I get it. I like it. But the only stat that matters regarding really a team, an organization, a franchise is wins and losses. Wins in the regular season, wins in the playoffs, wins in Super Bowl. That's the only thing that really matters at the end of the day. So let me know what she does when she starts winning, and I'll keep ascending her in there. In the upcoming videos, we do got the show tomorrow on LNU from 7:30 to 8:30. Detroit Lions Live. We're going to have guests on like we always do. It's a fun show, man. Make sure you guys show up for that, and we get at it. And we're doing all sorts of videos on this channel. We're going to do wide receiver Wednesdays when Herman Moore comes back, breaking everything down. With that said, folks, adios.
Perfect.